Wednesday morning, and it is the 15th of January 2025. I keep getting that wrong. I'm reading Vacation. It's a book by Joan Marshall Grant. She was a writer of her far memories. She wrote 7 books. She passed away in 1989. This one is a journey, a book about her journey with Charles in France in 1946, France and Switzerland. And it's a story about a particular area of France. Anyway, we are here in chapter 28, I think. Henry, the Hornblower. It's a short chapter, actually. We took the Lyons road out of Grenoble, intending to turn west later and then follow the Loire until we found a pleasant hotel. Our good intentions of leaving early had been foiled by delays at the bank and the Petrol bureau, so by the time we reached Rive-sur-Feur, we were ready for lunch. The little town looked unpromising, but on the far side, Patver surpassed himself as a courier. La patronne of the Hotel Durand so warmed our hearts that Charles wrote a paean of praise to her on the paper tablecloth. The pâté maison was all that a pâté should be, innocent of garlic, and a trout. Innocent of garlic, yes, you can't eat garlic. And the trout, was it some quality of the river which flowed past the garden that gave them a special clear flavour, worthy of the crisp delight of their skins? And the tomato farci shared only the name with the vegetable coffins which hide fragments of sausage and hard crumbs. We had white wine and red, both en carafe, the white of such quality that Charles spent at least 5 minutes in contemplation. Though in cask, it was not of the district, but came from Bordeaux. Was it not even more exceptional than the white we had found in Bourg? I asked if I might present my compliments to the chef, and sat on the kitchen table searching for the finer phrases of gastronomy, an expression of my appreciation. When we were going, Madame presented us with a gigantic pear and little cakes to sustain us on the journey. We were already in the car when she dashed into the hotel and came back with all the roses from the tables. They belong to you, she said. I don't know why, but I know they do. How did she know that to Charles and me roses have a magical significance? They started one of those threads of association which are so easy to lose in the labyrinth of forgotten knowledge. Tell your roses that the real use of the rosary, each rose a memory of love in action, saying, whom have I loved? But it's too deep for today. Sufficient that we at least know enough to try to pass on what she gave us. Agreed, said Charles, and you had better look at the map, for I have forked left near Rives, and we seem to be travelling due west. The next village was Marchall, so I thought we had better keep on and cross the Rhône at Serrières. The surface was rough and the immediate country flat and uninteresting. When we reached the bridge, it was only a series of broken piers, so we had to turn back and go some 20 miles out of our way to find another. Towards Bourg-Argental, we came into hills again, with peach orchards and wines between the trees. It was very hot, and a small inn suggested beer. I sat on a wooden balcony in the full sun, while HENRI, the farmer who owned both inn and orchards, admitted a fervent passion for cars and peered into the engine. Definitely an English citron is a rarity of which no detail must be neglected, said HENRI, lying on his back in the white dust so as to miss no hidden beauty of the crankcase. Charles asked if he would like to drive up the road, and HENRI admitted regretfully that he had never driven, having gained his mechanical knowledge from his son, who worked in the village garage. But he sat in the driver's seat and played with the gears and happily blew the horn. In spring that winding road must be a wonder of peach blossom. Henri has told us that only last month he sent several hundred cases of fruit to England. After these valleys, the sudden ugliness of the Saint-Étienne was depressing. It was also much colder, for the road had been steadily uphill, and the sun had set. Had we realized that we had got ourselves into the equivalent of the English Black Country, we should have been less surprised at the grey squalor of the streets. We debated whether to go on, but the next town would take us an hour, and it seemed unlikely that there would be an hotel open before Roanne, yet another 40 miles. The final decision was taken because the near side headlamp again started to wobble, which would have made night driving tiresome. So we stayed. The next chapter is the Pernod type, and I hope you have a good Wednesday.